What if everything you've learned about money, success, and true wealth is just incomplete? Imagine uncovering a hidden divine economy ruled by unchanging laws that promise not just riches, but overflowing, powerful kingdom opulence. This is the ancient blueprint for prosperity you were always meant to discover. Are you ready? The core shift, from money's grip to God's government. Many believe their deepest struggle is just a money problem. But what if the real issue runs far deeper? What if it's not merely lacking funds, but an absence of God's order in your financial life? True poverty isn't just being broke, it's living outside His special kingdom economy, a system designed for endless, abundant supply. Prepare to shift your entire perspective. Throughout this journey, we're not just scratching the surface, we're diving deep to unveil the 7 unchanging laws of kingdom opulence. By the end, you'll possess God's blueprint to attract, keep, and multiply true wealth, living in a freedom you've only dreamed of. Don't just watch, transform your financial destiny. The master versus the servant, reclaiming money's divine purpose. God never intended money to be your master. He created it as a servant, a powerful tool, a resource within His kingdom system. When money is ripped from this divine framework, when we elevate it too high, it transforms. It shifts from benevolent servant to a tyrannical ruler, dictating your peace, your choices, and your future. It's time to put money back in its rightful subservient role. The principle of kingdom provision, seeking the source, not just the supply. In God's kingdom, provision isn't anxiously begged for, it is distributed. It flows naturally to those living by its principles. Stop just praying for things or for symptoms. Instead, shift your focus. Start actively seeking and aligning with the government of the kingdom itself. When you prioritize His order, His divine supply becomes your natural inheritance, not a constant fight. Section 1. Redefining kingdom wealth. Access, not mere ownership. The definition: kingdom wealth is access, not accumulation. Let's redefine wealth. The world often measures wealth by accumulation, how much you hoard. But in the kingdom, true wealth operates on a higher principle. It's about access. It's the ability to tap into limitless resources, divine wisdom, and strategic connections, not just for you, but for God's purposes. Isn't that a game changer? Possession versus permission. Wealth for your assignment. In the world, wealth is simply what you own. In God's economy, it's a far grander concept. It's about how much the King, the ultimate owner of all, makes available to you, specifically for your divine assignment. Your financial capacity directly reflects your obedience and commitment to His purpose. It's not just what you have, but what you have permission to utilize for a greater cause. The stewardship mindset, partnering with the owner of all. Consider this profound, life-altering truth. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. You don't need to own the cattle on 1,000 hills. You just need a profound relationship with the one who does. This is the essence of the stewardship mindset. You are not the owner, but the trusted manager of His resources. When you steward well, you partner with the King, and His vast resources become accessible for every good work. Section 2. The 7 laws of kingdom opulence. Your divine blueprint for prosperity. Now for the actionable part. Overflowing financial opulence requires deliberate alignment with 7 non-negotiable kingdom laws. These aren't suggestions. They are the immutable principles governing divine prosperity. Pay close attention, because these will change everything. 1. The law of ownership. Acknowledging the sovereign King. First, the foundational law, the law of ownership. Humbly acknowledge that everything ultimately belongs to the King. Your paycheck isn't just proof of your brilliance, it is undeniable proof of His provision for your divine assignment. This shift in perspective, grasping this law, liberates you from worry and empowers you with faithful stewardship. When you know who truly owns it all, worry dissipates and purpose clarifies. 2. The law of stewardship. Masterful management of His resources. Next, building on ownership, is the law of stewardship. What the King entrusts to you must be meticulously managed, wisely invested, and strategically deployed, not merely consumed. Here's a powerful secret. God doesn't primarily reward need. He rewards faithfulness in management. Prove trustworthy with little, and He will entrust you with more. This means diligent budgeting, smart investing, and protecting what has been given into your care. Are you managing His resources like a master? 3. The law of seed and harvest. Unlocking divine increase. This leads us to a truth that unlocks exponential growth. The law of seed and harvest. Divine increase is not a matter of luck. It is an unbreakable kingdom law. Nothing multiplies unless it is planted. Your seed is anything valuable that leaves your hand. Your time, talent, resources, and especially your finances, invested to create your future. Sow sparingly, and your harvest will be meager. But sow generously and strategically into kingdom principles and prepare for an unprecedented exponential harvest. 4. The law of value and exchange, attracting divine flow through service. Now, how do you actively attract that divine flow? Through the law of value and exchange. Here's the key. Money is supernaturally attracted to value, not just to need. God's kingdom doesn't reward mere prayer. It rewards divine solutions. If you desire greater financial flow, focus on solving bigger problems, meeting greater needs, and delivering more profound value within God's economy. Your income then becomes a direct reflection of the impactful solutions you bring to His world. What greater value can you offer today? 5. The law of purpose-driven provision. Heaven funds function. This law is a powerful assurance. The law of purpose-driven provision. It's simple yet profound. Where God assigns, He supplies. Heaven funds function, not fantasy. When you are operating squarely within your divine assignment, perfectly aligned with His will, something incredible happens. The necessary resources, connections, and opportunities will miraculously follow. Stay laser-focused on your purpose and watch with awe as the supply chain of heaven activates specifically on your behalf. 6. The law of management, cultivating order for overflow. Listen closely to this. The law of management. God never multiplies what you complain about. He multiplies what you manage well. Chaos hinders divine flow. Supernatural order always precedes overflowing abundance. This is your call to implement spiritual and practical disciplines in your finances. Bring radical order to your spending, saving, and giving, and you will literally create a wide, clear channel for God's boundless overflow in your life. Ready to bring order? 7. The law of integrity, the security system of supernatural prosperity. And finally, the ultimate safeguard, the bedrock of lasting wealth, the law of integrity. Your character, your faithfulness, is the ultimate security system for kingdom prosperity. Riches acquired without integrity are fleeting. Money without divine character ultimately self-destructs. Integrity, walking in righteousness and truth, attracts supernatural authority and favor. It builds an unshakable foundation for lasting wealth and influence that blesses generations upon generations. Is your foundation secure? The promise: kingdom first, everything else follows. Now, hold this profound promise close to your heart. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Because once you truly possess and operate within the kingdom, its powerful principles, its divine order, its righteous government, then something incredible happens. The cars, the houses, the complete financial freedom, the influence you crave, these don't need to be chased. They become automatically regulated. They flow into your life as a natural, undeniable consequence of prioritizing His will. Imagine that freedom. See you in the next video.